Hi, I'm Ruben with the Blue Hickory, and today I'm going to be preparing a sirloin sub-primal known as the tri-tip. I'm going to be setting this up in two different ways, cooking one low and slow at 203 internal temperature, and we're going to be cooking the other one at 145 degree internal temperature, which will be a perfect medium. So I wanted to put the two together and see which one comes out best. Okay, so here's the tri-tip. Here's a tip for the tri-tip. So one thing that we have here is that you got the grain that's moving in multiple ways, and in order to get a lean piece of meat like this to be tender the way that you want, you have to make sure that you're cutting against the grain. Once it starts getting smoke applied to it and it creates a bark on top of it, you're not really going to be able to see the grain anymore. So it's important that you kind of understand the layout of the protein before you cook it. And so as you can see, we got one that's pointing directly towards the skinny part, and then we have another one that's going diagonally. On this side, we've got the fat cap. I'm gonna remove this. This is the thick fat, it's not really good. And underneath that, there's gonna be a layer of silver skin that we're also gonna get rid of, which is gonna help with the tenderness. Okay, so tri-tip is completely trimmed out now. As you can see, there's not the fat cap that's on top of it right now, but you got a really lean piece of meat right here. If you look at the other side, it's got really nice marbling in it, so it's a very balanced meat again, and that's why I think low and slow is gonna probably come out with some really good results. But yeah, anyways, let's get it going. I'm gonna go ahead and season it at this point, and we'll see you on the other side. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get this one seasoned up. I had the other one that I'm gonna be cooking like a steak prepared the way that I make my steaks. So I had it marinating overnight. I used Worcestershire sauce and also put in some onion powder in there, Worcestershire. And so what we're gonna do on this one is I'm gonna use a binder, use mustard. You don't have to use one, it's not really necessary. It's just something I've done, kind of began that way, and I wanna keep it that way. But what we're gonna do on this one's the same exact thing. We're gonna do salt and pepper and onion powder. And with beef, I mean, you don't have to get too fancy. You can, a lot of people like to put their favorite flavors in there. If you wanted to add spice, you could add something like an ancho chili or just regular chili powder, or paprika. Smoked paprika is really good. But yeah, for the sake of this video, I'm gonna do a very simple rub. It's one of my favorites. It really brings out the beef flavor. So let's go ahead and start getting that done. Approaching the final phase right now. We are currently 8 hours and 50 minutes into the smoke, so let's go ahead and take a peek at the first one that we're going to be doing low and slow. Waiting for it to get 203. It's already got a very nice bark on it. It's currently sitting at about 170 degrees internal temperature. Typically at this point, this is where you would want to wrap it, but since it already broke the stall and it's running, I'm just going to leave it completely unwrapped for this. And then at the end, I'm going to put it in butcher paper to rest, and we're going to throw some butter in on top of it for the fat. You can also use beef tallow. That's one of my favorite things to use, but on this one, I'm just going to do butter and then run it over the top of it. Second thing I'm going to be doing right now is putting in the one that we're going to be cooking to a perfect medium at 145 degrees internal temperature. It's already been marinating for obviously over 8 hours. So let's go ahead and get this one thrown on, and we will be following up with you once everything is cooked. All right, everyone, it's the moment we've been waiting for. This one right here was cooked to 203 internal temperature. This one was cooked to a 145. Let this one rest for about 30 minutes, and this one rested about 10 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and separate these. Yeah, that cut really nice. Got a really nice smoke ring in there. See if we can get some juice pull. Yeah, there's some juice in here. I'll go ahead and slice a little piece right here. Let's see. Oh yeah, falls right apart, pulls just like brisket does. That's awesome. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one. Same exact thing. Look at the middle of that. See that one's cooked to a medium. And let me go ahead and get a taste of this and tell you what I think. It's rich, very beefy. It's a little different than a brisket though. I wouldn't say that that tastes like brisket. I mean, it's good. And then I'm gonna take a little piece of this medium. That's good. That's a steak. That's a brisket. I prefer the 203 for sure.